Welcome back, Lelanders, for a new episode of Amico content. Today we got the new box of Amico Games. It just arrived in the mail. I've seen a few other YouTubers have been doing unboxings, so I'd figure I'd jump on the bandwagon. We're also going to discuss a video by Darius. He was talking about people that are unboxing the Amico games, and I'm going to post a link to mine after this to see if he wants to cover my video. We'll give a little bit of a review of what he said about people unboxing the games. Some of the positive and negative. We won't all trash on his channel. I actually like his videos. As much as I only agree with about 90% of it, but hey, who's you really going to agree with 100%, right? So I guess with no further ado, we'll show off the box, the Amico games. And what I plan to do in this episode is not only open the shipping box, but I will open one of the actual games. Haven't decided which one yet, and I'm going to take the collector's coin and put it in a display case. So if anyone hasn't got any ideas of what they're going to do with their Amico games, if they happen to open them or whatever they plan to do with them, maybe resell them. But for anyone planning on opening them and wants to display that cool coin, I got an idea for you on how to do it. Right, so I think I covered up all my actual mailing address information on here. Not that you could actually see it. My XSplit virtual camera tends to block shit out that I'm holding in my hands. So, yeah, hopefully I don't dox my mom. Because what Darius has said in the past on his show is actually true. There's a lot of basement dwellers around here. And I don't want to dox my mom and get her place robbed or anything for my very valuable Amico games. No, that was one of the things that came up in his chat. People were asking, like, man, Leland, why the hell did you buy the games? Let's get their pitch of their voice right.
Leland, why did you buy Amico games? They're worthless.
Now, just to clarify, one of the reasons I bought Amico games is I'm hoping that they're going to go up in value. And it was funny, on Darius's show, he actually agreed with me in one of the parts. I was typing in the chat there and I was like, man, despite everyone making fun of these games, I know I'm not really going to play any of these games. My objective is really just to keep them as collector's items, maybe give them away to my friends, and maybe one day play them on an Amico if the price came down into my price range. Now, to be fair, I am a basement dweller, live in my mom's basement, have since I think, what was the year, 2013 or so. And what happened to me is I used to have my own apartment for like almost a decade, and then rent in my city just skyrocketed. I don't know if anyone's lived in Canadian cities before, but the one that I live in is the KW region, not to dox myself, but our rent has raised to one of the highest prices in the world. They said that our rent is actually more expensive than San Diego or London, England. So for God's sakes, one of these days I might have to move to California for cheaper rent. Now, if anyone's wondering what happened in Canada, why rent prices skyrocketed so much, the city I live in is like the tech capital of Canada. So it's got like all the top universities. It's like Silicon Valley North. So yeah, rent prices went from my original apartment was like 700. No, I think it was around 600. I got a bachelor studio apartment. So it's just basically one room, a bathroom, a kitchen, and bedroom and bathroom, or not bedroom and bathroom. That'd be a weird combination. No, my bedroom and living room were all one giant room, like studio room size. So yeah, I lived in the Park Place building. It was really sweet, but by the time I moved out of there, it was already approaching over $1,000, and that was back in 2012. I think right now my apartment that I used to live in goes for around $2,000 a month. So yeah, I could afford it, but I'd never be able to save money. And what happened is my mom needed help and I needed a cheaper place to stay. So now I look after my handicapped uncle. That's one thing I like to say with Darius. One of the things that I don't really like too much about his show, he's always making fun of retards. And it's like I've actually looked after someone who's got Down syndrome. So not to say that he shouldn't say it. Like I'm one of those people, you can say whatever you want to say. I'm a very free speech activist, but... So yeah, if he wants to make fun of retards, I guess it just makes him look a little bit mean in my regard, but I know maybe some other people find that funny. So anyways, yeah, it's like, I disagree him with the basement dwelling stuff. I disagree with him using the R word, but hey, I still like a lot of the content on a show, especially the Amico stuff, because I'm not actually a big Amico fan. Like, I love Tommy, which I know he makes fun of people that love Tommy. I'm one of those people. I don't know. For me, Tommy was like a god. Here, I'm going to start opening this while I talk. I've got here a box cutter and the box. The packaging slip. Oh, yeah. And for the title of my video, in case anyone's wondering how much it costs to ship Amico games to Canada. Not to get Tommy in trouble, but this could go to verify what one of the viewers in Darius's show was saying. They put in a little slip that said that the games, well, you can't see it because I have to put it on my forehead. But anyways, yeah, if you can read that, if you got like microscopic laser vision, it says here the detailed descriptions of the contents. Physical media biplanes. Physical media missile command. Oh, my mom's calling me just as I start recording. Oh, she wants me to go move my uncle. Man, I wish I would have told her I was going to go. No, my uncle's handicapped and he needs help getting to the washroom. So, yeah, well, I don't know. We'll keep going and hopefully she'll realize I'm recording and I can't move him right now. All right, so it says physical media Dino Blasters and physical media Moon Patrol. So, yeah, this is what else it says next to it. The weight was 1.9 ounces for each game. Not weed ounces, but weight ounces. And the value for the US, they put 0 for each. So I don't know why. I guess that's for the customs declaration. So when it came to how much tariff or import fees I had to pay, it was a big 0. So I hope I don't get Intellivision into too much trouble, but that's just what happened when I ordered the Amico games. So if you're wondering if you have to pay an import fee, that's one of the things I can verify in this video, is the games came, well, unless there's a bill in here. When I open this, there could be a bill from our post office, so that'll be a big what if as we continue it in this video. And I'll try to speed the video up so we can actually still move my uncle. Oh, fucking son of a whore. I can't believe it. I don't have the bill that I paid for the games. I prepared a folder that showed everything I needed to discuss for Amico, and it's not in it. So what I'll have to do is I'm just going to open the other Amico folder I have. There it is. And we'll see what the price actually came to. Alright, let's bring that up on the screen. I've got 2 folders named Amico. Don't ask me why. I'm very unorganized. Alright, so there's my purchase. I was the 1,314th person to order it. I know some people are saying maybe there's other T-shirt orders that counted, so it might not all be Amico games. Someone was saying in Darius's chat that there's only, what was it, 10,000 or something of the games that sold. But I'm pretty sure that was in the first few days, and then they took down the listing, so you can't see how many have sold now. And I believe they still have some for sale. We'll check that before we wrap up. Alright, so let's go to the order confirmed. So $166 US. What did that come to in Canadian? Fuck, man, I was supposed to write that down. No, one of the things that Darius does a lot on the show, on his show that I really like. Where is it? Oh, I didn't see you come in there. Where is it? Oh, here it is. No, I'm a big weed smoker myself. I've got some addiction issues. I'm actually going through, 2 months of sobriety, doing Sober October, and I decided to add an extra month to that. So yeah, I've been sober now for a month and 22 days. I was hoping I could get some of my memory and concentration back, but unfortunately, no such luck. Right, anyways, let's check out how much this is in Canadian. $166 US converted to Canadian. I think it was 207. Let me check. I'm recording! Alright, sorry to yell like that. I just had to yell so that my mom could hear that I started a recording. Oh god, it won't tell me the fucking conversion. Come on, Google. Maybe it's telling you guys and I can't hear it. Convert. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's $205, like $205. I think it was $207 when I did it. So I've already been ripped off $2 with the exchange rate. No, but so that's really expensive. I know some people are laughing. I can't afford the Amico and almost spent that much on 8 games. But hey, let's be fair. These games here, let's bring up the Intellivision thing. I got the Intellivision page that shows that these are limited collector's editions. They're NFTs, and there's going to be some sort of blockchain, and technically they could go up in value and money. So if I pre-ordered the Intellivision Amico console, I don't think there's any chance that it's actually going to go up in value, especially if it never arrives. That's one thing I agree with Darius. He's not worried. He's more enjoying it, but I'm worried that the Intellivision is burning money faster than they can earn it, and that the crowdfunding can't keep up with it. So that's another reason I'm kind of wondering, and actually Darius agreed with this on his show, is that maybe the Intellivision Amico Games actually could go up in value even more if the Intellivision never comes out. So I'm not hoping that the Intellivision never comes out so I can profit off of it, although it would be kind of nice. Get out of my mom's basement a little quicker. Can you imagine these games went up to like, I don't know, 10,000 each? Like, for Christ's sakes, we've seen, Mario sealed games reach like $1 million. Can you imagine the Amico games reach that territory? I'd be out of my mom's basement tomorrow. I'm just kidding. No, I'd stay and help look after my uncle and stuff and just bank the money. No, it's one thing I'd like to say. I know Darius makes fun of the basement dwellers a lot, but hey, when you look at the whole world situation, like the pandemic and all the seniors dying, if more people moved back home like they live in other countries, I know a lot of European countries or other countries in general, they actually live like families together and help each other. So I know it makes like a lot of people make fun of that, but it's like, I don't really think there's anything wrong with it, especially when you think of my situation. I went from like a small apartment to helping my mom, and now I got even more space. I got no rent, and I even get free food out of the deal. So I can like take my money and spend it on other things, like taking women out on dates, which doesn't happen too often. But I could also, buy Amico games. Technically I could buy the console, but I'm not really too sure that it's going to come out, and I'd like to see the price drop a bit. No, like some people are critical of Amico, and they're telling the truth. It is quite a bit of money for what it offers so far. Like, to be honest, I don't really like any of these games except for one. I think I haven't actually tried them all yet, so you never know, right? So let's finish opening the box. I think I covered everything about Darius. So if he wants to actually do a review of my video, or if he wants to actually talk to me on a Skype call, I'd be a guest on his show, or he could be a guest on mine. That'd be cool too. Oh fuck, I think I opened the package on the wrong side. Or does it even matter? No, I think in Darius's show they were talking about how some people started opening their Intellivision games and they got variants, so to speak, where the games were like upside down or something. And I know a lot of people are making fun of that, but if anyone's heard of stamp collecting before, one of the things that stamp collectors look for to get a rare stamp was a stamp printed upside down. So I'm not saying that it being upside down is a great thing or whatnot, but it might actually not be as bad as it sounds. Holy shit. So I just opened the box, and I noticed the box itself is relatively the size of DVD cases. So I was thinking, if this thing's wrapped in shrink wrap, these things got to be way smaller than a DVD case. Alright, so here it is, wrapped in the bubble wrap. Ooh, we can pop these bubbles. The Amico haters might say this is the most fun I get out of the games, will be popping the bubbles in the shrink wrap or packaging. No, so I really like Darius' show. I know he's very critical of the Amico, but to be fair, I'm very critical of the Amico as well. I've been a big fan of Tommy's since he came out on Electric Playground many years ago. And yeah, he was the guy that introduced me to almost all the video games I ever played. So when people say that some people treat Tommy like a god, actually he was bigger than Jesus for me. Like at the time I wasn't very big into religion, and I was very big into video games, even more so than religion. So he really was like a prophet. He was the one telling us what games to buy and which ones we'd like, and he saved me a lot of money from buying shitty games. I know some people make fun of Tommy for giving, Smash Brothers a bad ranking, but I actually didn't like Smash Brothers either, so I agree with his ranking on that. I think it's too much of a button masher. Alright, so here's the games, and my first impression is they're fucking tiny. That's what she said. No, I'm just kidding. Like, this is the new Amico games compared to the original Intellivision games. And son of a bitch, this camera thing will just make everything disappear. It makes my hair disappear. Really, I have a full head of hair. I'm just kidding. Yeah, so thickness-wise and length-wise, it's definitely smaller. That's not what she said. Now, just to be clarifying, this is one of my original Intellivision games I've had since I was a kid. Sadly, I lost the cartridge. And sadly, I also lost the insert cards. But I do got some of the old insert cards from other games. So I got Astro Smash and Poker Blackjack, some of the originals. I actually got them used. My family, well, I shouldn't say my family became poverty, I think, after like my parents got divorced. So yeah, I got my Intellivision and the original Intellivision used from Sally Ann's, or what do they call it, Salvation Army. So yeah, my Intellivision didn't last long. I got to play it for a few years before the controller broke and the controllers were hardwired in. But dear God, did I love it up until it broke. I was almost tempted to keep it, but it was the first player controller that broke. So if it was only the second player one that broke, I could have probably played it longer and just not played two player. And that was one of the things that Darius brought up in the show. Games like, what is it, Astro Smash? Like Intellivision's always talking about how all the games are multiplayer. And just to clarify, do I even have it? No, which games do I got? Brain Duel, which I need this to improve my brain. I don't know if it'll help. I doubt it will. Evil Knievel. Ah, here it is. Moon Patrol. Moon Patrol is one I think I'm going to keep without opening. I don't know. I have a feeling this one might go up in value because I hear a lot of Intellivision people say they actually like Moon Patrol. Like Darius was saying on his show, I'm not really a big fan of the big side-scrolling games. I outgrew those like 20, 30 years ago. But yeah, so one thing that they were criticizing, it says 1 to 4 players. How the hell could you play an Amico game 4 players? Well, I used to play Nintendo Entertainment System, the NES, and that's how they did it. They took a 1-player game and they just got people to take turns. So they called it a 2-player, but each person took turns. Like player 1 would go till they die, and then once they died, then it was player 2's turn. And then they could play until they died, and then player 1 would go, and then you would just compare scores at the end. So I'm not sure that's how it's going to work with Moon Patrol, but just to clarify, even if it is technically a 1-player game, they can make it 1 to 4 players just by taking turns, right? So I think that's one thing that... Now let me just comment on the quality on these. I don't know if anyone else's games are like this. I just noticed this. Mine is not really square. Like, you know how when you buy a product it's cubed or like symmetrical? I noticed mine, it's like, I don't know if anyone can see this. It's very higher on one end and lower on the other. So I don't know if that was a manufacturing thing or just how they shrink wrapped it. But this one is a little bit unique. Or maybe everyone's games are like this. But it isn't perfectly square. It's definitely wowed like way higher on the one side. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, if it'll make it better or worse for collectibles. Oh, let's see, my Biplanes copy, it's also like that. So the Biplanes copy, it is not completely squared. The one side of the box is definitely taller than the other, so when the two ends meet up, one sticks up higher than the other. It's the same thing with Rigid Reduxed. Now, to be fair, I've never really heard too much about this game. Oh, it's one of those side-scrolling shooting games like R-Type. Yeah, to be fair, I actually liked one version of this type of game, and I might give it a try to see if it's anything like that. Now, I'm a huge Bomberman fan. Oh, and this does look like Bomberman. This is the Dyna Blasters. Oh, it's a shame. This one's actually squared. So yeah, if anyone's wondering, not all the games are offset. Actually, it's weird because now it's offset on the inside, but the outside is flush. So it seems like when they manufactured the boxes, the blue portion of the box was slightly smaller, or no, yeah, slightly smaller than the white portion. So the white portion will stick out more on one end or the other, depending how. Now, I'm pretty sure I'm actually going to open this one. I'm a big Bomberman fan, and I heard this was like the original Bomberman, so I'm actually really looking forward to opening this one. And I'm going to take the coin, and I'll show you how it works in one of these 3D display cases. I actually got a Star Wars Yoda coin in here right now. and it kind of fell when I dropped it off the cabinet, so I had to open it again. And I'll show you where to get those. I don't have like a affiliate link for it. I probably should, but... Oh, here we go. This one is actually squared. This game, what is it? Missile Command. And it looks like the top and bottom on this one are actually the same size. So the blue and the white made it line up and perfectly squared. So that's interesting. I don't know if anyone else wants to post in the comments. Did you order games and were some of yours not perfectly square? Or cubed or whatever shape rectangled? Alright, so this one's Finnegan Fox, and Darius was joking about this, saying he's not a big fan of Finnegan Fox, and I agree with him on that. Like, the last side-scrolling game I actually enjoyed was maybe like Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and 2, and what is it, Super Mario World, or the Super Mario for the SNES. That was the last ones I liked of that. I did try playing a little bit more of the Mario side-scrolling on the Wii. I kind of liked them, but just not as much as I like those. So I've kind of outgrown these type of games. So this will probably be one I'll sit on my shelf and hope it goes up in value. And maybe I'll be able to give some away to my show viewers. I don't want to give them away to my show viewers and find out they're worthless and people just throw them out. So we'll see what happens with the value first. Alright, Evel Knievel. I got one of these and it's almost perfectly square. It's a little bit offset in the top corner, but pretty close. Oh, I'm going in the wrong direction. Evel Knievel, Brain Duel, Finnegan Fox, Missile Command, Dyna Blasters. Here we go. Biplanes. To be fair, I think I played a Biplanes game before, something similar, and I didn't really like it, but... So this is probably one I won't play or open. We'll see what happens. Moon Patrol. I think I downloaded the demo for this. I could be wrong. I'm trying to remember. No, I did have a bad concussion a few years ago, so... My memory still isn't 100% from it, and it was never great before that. I've definitely been smoking too much weed. And I don't even think that was all to blame. Alright, so... Hey, this one on the ESRB rating, it actually says Fantasy Violence and Violence Fictive. I don't know what fictive means. Like fictitious? Maybe that's what they mean. So if anyone's saying there's going to be no violence in Amico games, I can clarify that the ESR readings is already saying violence. This one for biplanes says mild violence. Oh, and it gives violence in French. The guerre violence. I don't think the other one had French. Unless it just left out the... Oh yeah, fantasy violence. So that would be French. Yeah, I should know I'm from Canada, but if anyone knows Canadians, there's only like most people that speak French either live in two provinces, Quebec or New Brunswick. Other than that, it's almost like 99% all English. And everyone takes French classes here, but not many people come out speaking French. I know a lot of stuff we learn in school, just in one ear, out the other. Alright, so Fantasy Violence, Animated Blood for Rigid Force Redux. Dyna Blaster, Mild Fantasy Violence. Missile Command, Fantasy Violence. Finnegan Fox, Mild Violence. Evel Knievel, Mild Violence. And Brain Duel. And this one says search for more detailed ratings. So this one doesn't even say. So I don't know. If I had to say if you're actually getting this for kids and you didn't want any violence, you'd have to say no to all the games except for Brain Duel. And that's one of the critics says you can't buy the games individually. They bundled them. But I think to Tommy's defense, why they bundled them like that is just for shipping purposes. Like really, if you're going to ship a physical game and you're going to get one, like it's such a cheap game. It's like I don't think it makes sense shipping wise even just to ship one, right? Because you're going to end up paying more for the shipping than you would for the game. Depending where you live, like in Canada. Alright, so let's check the rest of the box. Make sure I don't get any extra bills, in case anyone's wondering. Alright, so... Yeah, it just says the 8 games, and it's a sticker, packing slip. The shipping date, which I ordered the first day within a few hours when they came out. Now, if anyone's wondering, I'm not a big Amico fan, but I'm a big fan of Tommy, and I love Intellivision. As you can tell, I still have the original. So I'm guilty of both of those things that Darius accuses the cult members of. Now, I always wanted to join a cult. I'm just kidding. No, I don't really consider myself a cult member because I'm actually very critical of Amico. I wish Tommy released a product like this instead. What is it? The Virtual Mate Sex Machine. You can find it at my affiliate links below. It's a video game that's basically a sex toy. It's great for the lockdowns. So if anyone's wondering if I'm kissing ass to Tommy, it's like, no, I would have much rather Tommy released like back in his Electric Playground days. That's what I should bring up on the screen next. When I used to watch Tommy in Electric Playground, he was like the exact opposite of what he is in today. Let's show you. So when this game show came out, and I found out too, I always thought everyone watched this, but it turns out it was like really big in Canada. I thought it was big in the US as well. Could be wrong about that. Maybe certain states watched it more than others, or certain TV networks might have aired it or might have not. So I'd just like to say, yeah, like when Tommy was on Electric Playground, he was like into like super violent games, hyper-sexualized games. You know, the games with the bouncing boobs on the beach. He was a big fan of those games. So I don't know if it happened like when Tommy got older and, you know, some people mellow out, or when he got married, you know how some people get married and they get mellowed out, or when they become vegan and their hormones drop dramatically, then they mellow out. So I don't know if it was either of those, or I've heard sometimes Tommy say in interviews he has like a double personality, where he's like Tommy the business executive guy and then Tommy that used to be like really cool and fun on Electric Playground. So I don't hold it against him if he does change and evolve. I'm sure everyone does that to some degree. I know everyone's heard it on the news that different like video game violence episodes occurred, where like there were school shootings and they tried to blame it on video games. Now, I've heard Tommy say many times that he doesn't agree that video games cause people to go violent or whatever. I know they never did for me or anyone I know, so thankfully. But yeah, so maybe he just had a change of heart there, where just in case it was responsible for some of it, that he decided not to promote that kind of stuff anymore. And just to like go over some of the people that I got to meet from the show of Electric Playground at different conventions. I know during Darius' show they were kind of making fun of Saggy Melons, but just like to say I don't really like making fun of people. I know I kind of made fun of Tommy a lot when I did my first Amico video. I feel bad for some of it, but I don't know, for me, I just felt like Tommy taught me to be a uber critic from watching him on his show so often, that I only felt fair to like actually be super critical of the Amico as he was taught me to be. So yeah, I didn't really do it to be mean to Tommy. It's like I'm just very critical of the Amico. I wish it was like the best graphics. I wish it was like hyper-sexualized or even super violent. I'm not even really into the super violent stuff anymore. I used to like first-person shooters, but I kind of outgrew those too. So I'd more like to see just like, I don't know, the first or best sex machine video game ever made by Tommy. That would have been like where I kind of envisioned Tommy's career going. I never thought he would go into like kids consoles and stuff, but hey, you got to figure maybe he's in it for the money, or he really just wants it to be successful, and then he can boost up Intellivision and then get Intellivision to come out with another console that's for adults and like for gamers specifically. That'd be fucking amazing. So that's one of the reasons why I bought the Intellivision games. I would like to see Tommy succeed with the Amico, pump more money into Intellivision, and then start making more like classic, like good Intellivision games for gamers. Even a controller that doesn't have a screen, maybe a controller that's like normal but souped up. I don't know if anyone's like held the PlayStation controller and you're like hitting L1, L2, R1, R2, whatever fingers. We got 4 fingers on the side. So what I'd like to see is R1, R2, R3, R4, right? So I don't know if he released a new controller and had something like that, or even like a tiny screen, like the Dreamcast controller size screen with a memory card. That would have been fucking sick for the Intellivision controller. And like, so that way you could play it on a normal controller, or you could pop off a little game console and play it on the go. I'm not a big fan of mobile gaming, so I don't even really care about playing it on the go. I just think it's kind of neat, like for, I don't know, nostalgia's sake, if they could remake like a Dreamcast rip-off controller so that you didn't have to buy the screen and you didn't have to get like sidetracked by dual screens. I'm one of those people who thinks we already have too many screens in real life. So sticking away from extra screens is what I like to try to do. Go for more realism. No, just to clarify that Saggy Mellions is also into, fan expos. And I've been very privileged to be able to go, or lucky, I guess I shouldn't use privileged. Let's move the chat. I've been able to go to Fan Expo, and I'll go over all the people that I've got to meet at Fan Expo. Maybe Saggy Melons has met some of them too. But man, is it ever fun to do the convention scene and meet some of the people from Electric Playground. So I've got a chance to meet Victor Lucas. He's really cool. I really wish they had the pictures here, because a lot of these guys I don't know by name. Oh, that's writers. Let's go to presented by. Alright, so Marissa Roberto. Yeah, I've actually got to party with her in a bar, one of the after parties, and for the Fan Expo. That was a fucking amazing experience. I didn't even realize she was standing next to me for like, I don't know how long. I'm standing there drinking beers, watching amazing video game shows on stage. And yeah, I got to party with Marissa. That was fucking sick. Yeah, I didn't really talk to her too much because the music was so loud. So I think I just basically said hi to her, and that was about it. So if she's ever wondering who that really tall, bald guy was at the convention that said hi again, Marissa. All right, so Jose Sanchez, he was also there, and he was talking about different UFC stuff. So big shout out to Jose. I know it's like he kind of picks and bullies on people sometimes a little bit too much, and some people aren't a big fan of him, but hey, to each their own, right? Miri Jenkin, I don't think I met her at Fan Expo. I've had to say no. Sean Hatton, he's one of my favorite people from Electric Playground. Got a chance to meet him at multiple conventions and after parties. Yeah, he's one of the coolest guys I've ever met in real life and in video game life. So yeah, big shout out to Sean. If anyone wants to check out his ongoing projects now, he does a cover brand of the Transformers. I used to wear the logos for it. I should have wore one for today's episode. But yeah, Sean does a band called the Cybertronic Spree. He even gave me a free shirt for it, so big shout out to Sean. Oh yeah, he even gave me a free PS4 game, which sadly I re-gifted because I didn't own a PS4, but it was still fucking sick. I should have kept the game, because now I do own a PS4. Alright, Ben Silverman, I don't think I met. Raj, I'm pretty sure he was at one of the bar after parties. Steve Tilley, is he the bald guy? I think he is. Yeah, he's one of the guys I got to party with as well. He was actually at the first after party where I ever got to meet or sit next to and party all the people from Electric Playground. We were listening to chiptunes, and it was a chiptune concert with my friend Jake. He actually does the intro song, so if you want to check out his stuff. What is it called? Deadbeat Blast. How can I forget the name? So if you want to check Deadbeat Blast out on SoundCloud, give him a subscribe. He makes some awesome chiptune music. He was even playing a concert for the people from Electric Playground. That's actually where, well, I can't remember if I met him at that show or I met him at the second show, something like that. But I did see him there, and I think I bought him a beer. Can't remember. Alright, so yeah, G4 Tech TV Canada, City TV, Syndication. Yeah, and if you want to check out Victor's show, he still has it going on YouTube. So I highly recommend checking that out. Alright, so I wanted to cover some of the stuff of why I love Tommy so much. I'm like in love with the entire Electric Playground ideas. I liked his video games live, and I volunteered to help his video games live. And that's where I started to become a little bit critical of Amico, because I started to see video games live running into similar problems where they were starting to have to crowdfund and doing a lot of stuff with volunteers and a lot of poor organization where shit wasn't getting done on time. And partly my fault. I was doing some of the volunteer work and I never got all the flyers out in time, and the show kind of tanked. Not to say the show was all on me as a volunteer to get the flyers out, but I definitely didn't fulfill my whole end of the bargain, so I didn't really get anything in exchange other than free flyers, but I think I kept one of the posters. Oh yeah, and I did get it up in a few offices where I got the posters up at my brother's work, so a lot of people, or not a lot, but some of the people might actually have came from there. That'd be cool. I hope I didn't completely ruin the show. Alright, so let's get more on to opening some of these games and showing how it works with the 3D coin cases. I know we're almost a half hour in and no one's joined the chat because I think a lot of people are already watching other Amico videos, so... But we'll continue. If anyone's in the chat, just, well, I guess you can't let me know without chatting, but I'll try to keep an eye on it. So let's open up the next thing. If anyone's wondering what to do with these 3D coins, fuck man, sir, I gotta open the window. I'm fucking cooking like a chicken in the oven. Oh man. Whew, there, that's better. No, we got our furnace fixed today, and dear God, it's like hotter than hell in here. Hotter than a witch's tit. I know witch's tits are supposed to be cold, but I don't know, all the witches I know are super hot. Alright, so here's the original Intellivision game. We'll compare it. Which one was I said I was going to open? Oh yeah, Dyna Blast. And we'll put on the coin collector case on this screen. Let's do that. I think we checked out that. Yeah, big shout out to Darius again if he wants to watch my video and comment on it. Sorry it's super long. I'll try to speed it up. Alright, finishing quick is my specialty. Saying that comes on t-shirts and bed sheets. Both popular with the ladies. Alright, let's see. What do we got here? Oh yeah, I was going to look for the 3D coin collector boxes. So even if anyone's not collecting Amico coins, which you probably should be, I highly recommend it. Even Darius thinks they might go up in value. Yeah, Darius was saying, like, if the Amico never launches, these collector freaks, like me, might just go out and buy them all, and the prices will start to skyrocket, even on the games that have no console to play them. So even if the NFT thing all bombs, and we don't see NFTs actually occur, I'm starting to wonder, maybe these Amico games could be the next big thing. And they're limited edition, don't forget. Alright, so here's where I got these coin collector things. You can get them from eBay or Amazon, but I don't know. I got them from China with free shipping. And fuck man, they were only like $1 or $4 depending which size you get. So let's see. Yeah, these ones here, the ones that fit coins, are like $1. $1.34 Canadian, so that's probably like 99 cents US if I had to guess. So they come in white. They come in these square ones. I don't know, did I bring a square one here? Yeah, I did. The issue I got with the square ones, like the larger size, A, they cost more, but B, a lot of cases the holder makes you put it on an angle. I was thinking that's kind of annoying because like a lot of times, like when I put something in here, I wish that it would just sit flush in the stand instead of like on an angle. So just beware when you do that, unless you can rig it somehow to stand up in the stand, maybe with a little bit of tape or glue something. Like it doesn't fit this way. It only fits this way. And sadly, these cases, 7.5, isn't big enough to fit an Amico or an original Intellivision card. So I was thinking, damn, if it was only like a few millimeters bigger, that's what she said, it would actually fit in this case. So I was wishing that would be sick if you could put your Intellivision cards in a 3D case. God, that would have been nice. But anyway, so let's do the honors and open one of these boxes. To be honest, I wasn't actually going to open any of these, but I figured I should for an actual unboxing title show. And yeah, just to give a shout out, I don't have an affiliate link for AliExpress. I should get one for Amazon and then advertise it by that, but to be fair, I'm just going to advertise the one that I actually think is the cheapest and best, even though I don't get anything from it, and that's AliExpress. And if you want to ship more than a certain amount, like say you order like 5 cases and then they start adding shipping fees, I don't think you're supposed to do this, but I just did 2 smaller orders because I didn't want to pay the shipping extra. So I'm like, if they're going to charge me an extra $10 to ship 10 of them, I'll just order like 3 of them 3 times. I know you're not really supposed to do that, but that's what I did, and that's how I got them all free without any shipping charges. Alright, so I should be careful opening this. Normally when I open cases, I frickin' destroy them. Like one time someone gave me a DVD case to open. They're like, hey, can you open this for me? So I went to open it, and I just shredded the thing to pieces. Like ripped the case to parts. Like I'm like 6'2" and 200 pounds, so sometimes my strength gets the better of me and I just rip things to pieces. Some people might be laughing. It doesn't take much strength to break a DVD case. But yeah, I managed to do it. Someone's like, dear God, you ruined my whole fucking case. Alright, I'm cutting this open with a really sharp knife, which I probably shouldn't be doing. I know I haven't watched any of the other Intellivision Open videos yet. I just watched Darius's video making fun of them, so this will be a first for me. You can see my reaction. Yeah, let's go to a bigger screen for my reaction. I know some people said they're going to throw their Amico games right into the fire when they get them, so this will be the fire screen. Alright, we're opening the cellophane. Oh god. To be honest, it doesn't smell that brand new. You know when you open a package, you're like, ooh, that brand new smell. Maybe it's the virus. No, I can't say. Now, my smell has been a little bit different since I got sick back in early 2020, but I haven't had the antibody test yet. Oh my god. I have to say, I actually like this. When I'm like opening the case, and then I see what's inside. The 3D hologram card, it's actually pretty cool. I know Pat and Ian were saying they would have rather gotten a manual. Well, I don't know, man. Like, I'm a card collector. I used to collect hockey cards. It almost looks like it has a bit of glitter on it. I don't know if that's like, it happens to be just like the packaging glitter or whatever. But damn, I like this 3D card. Let's see, this 3D card's actually a little bit smaller than the Intellivision. If anyone's wondering, like I was kind of hoping that they would take this Dyna Blaster thing and just make a card for it like it was like an Intellivision insert. But they wouldn't need it because you got a screen anyways. So I was kind of hoping that's the direction they would go. But to be fair, I kind of like this. Release date 2021. BBG Entertainment Gimbal 2015. So I guess that's when the company first started making this game. I don't know. And it says, fun fact on the back, Dyna Blasters was the original game title for the classic Bomberman. God, now I really kind of wish I kept this one as a collectible, but hey, you live only once, right? If it's your favorite game, fucking open it. Like that OBE Pete. He's got a good motto. Don't be a hoarder and just hoard everything. Hoard some and open some. Alright, so this is the Dyna Blaster card. Oh man, it'd be so neat if it fit in the display, but I don't think it will. I'm gonna have to put it down to... there we go. My muscles are so big they can't even open the case. No, sadly it doesn't fit in this fucking display case either. God damn you, display case. Why can't you be better? That's what I was thinking, man. When they made these display cases from China, like basically it's just a plastic shell on the outside and then a plastic film on the inside, but it's somewhat durable. They showed people even putting jewelry in it, but I don't think it would work too good for that. Oh shit. Now I'm just seeing for interest's sake, maybe it could fit if I put it in a certain way. Yeah, well it does fit kind of in this case. Like it's actually in the case, but it's cutting off parts of it. So what I'll probably do is just order a bigger one. That's how my last relationship ended. No, I'm just kidding. Alright, so yeah, so there's the Amico cards. And to be honest, I love that now. Like I wasn't sure I was going to like it, but man, that's pretty wild. Alright, some people are saying that the game came backwards in the box or something. I don't know what they were talking about that. I'll have to watch other videos opening it. Let's see. Oh yeah, the Dyna Blaster cards. And it's got the Amico NFT number on the back. I guess I won't show you my number in case you get it and put it in the system. Oh, it says it's a RFID card. And yeah, and it feels like a credit card material. So I kind of like that. I was wondering if it was just going to be cheap cardboard, but no. It feels more like a credit card. And I like how it looks like the Intellivision games. I know I wish that they made the insert card style for the other card, but yeah, that's pretty good like that. I like that. So maybe that's what they meant. The game was supposed to go in that way. I don't know. Now, some people pointed out one criticism with these games. I don't know if it's true or not. It sounds like it might be, because I've actually got the same problem with the RFID cards for our Toronto's transportation system, the Presto. These Presto cards are RFID also. And what happens is, if you walk up to one of the stations and you want to scan it to go on the train, it'll deduct your fare automatically, and then you just get on. You don't have to go to any agents. But the problem is, if you're walking around downtown and you happen to walk past one of these card readers, it can read it right through your wallet. So it's like you can just walk past it and it'll deduct you the fare, even when you didn't plan on riding the train. So that's kind of weird. I was wondering, like, if you buy an Intellivision game, can you take it near the console, scan the box near it without even opening it, so that you're playing a game, but the game is actually still in the box? The only thing I was thinking that would combat that is this little number on the back. So maybe you have to enter in the number that's on the back. How many digits is that? 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, they've got a 20-digit number on the back. So maybe that's how they combated that. So when people are saying you can just play the game without actually having to scan it, I don't know if that's true or not. Or without actually having to open the box, if it'll scan it right through. Now, it could be just me, but I have a hard time putting this card back into the case. I don't want to wreck it. Oh, fucking son of a bitch. There, got it in. But it was a little bit hard on it. Alright, so the last thing, the big kicker, what I was really looking forward to, is I noticed, like, I'm a coin collector as well. And when you're collecting coins, often the cases suck really bad. So when I got these 3D coin cases, I was like, shit, man, how's this going to work with the Intellivision coin? Will it work? So here's the Dyna Blaster coin. And I have to say it's a nice size coin. If I had to compare it, I think it's very similar to a toonie, or the $2 coin in Canada. A little bit heavier, probably by about 4 grams. And the other side's got the Intellivision Running Man. You can't see it. Oh, there you could for a second. I'll have to put it in front of my face. There we go. So it's got the Amico Running Man and the Dyna Blaster guy, or Bomberman. I'm just going to call him Bomberman because that's how I know him as. So what I'll do is I'm going to take out the, what is it, the Star Wars coin, and we're going to replace it with my new Intellivision Bomberman coin. Well, I fucking can't believe I have Intellivision Bomberman coin. Like, even if the console doesn't come out, I'm happy with this. It's because I'm a big coin collector. I'm a big Intellivision collector. And I'm a big Bomberman fan. So, this is right up my alley. Oh, it says push. Come on, brain. Learn to read. I'd like to blame the weed, but that's the one thing I miss about quitting smoking weed. I used to blame all my mistakes on it, like my victimhood. I'd be like, oh, it was all the weed's fault. But now it's just all my fault. Alright, so the coin, I have to be fair, it does look a little bit scratched and stuff. Like, I don't know if anyone collects coins and they want it in mint condition. Like, if you got this and gave it to a coin grader, they would say, hey, it's kind of a little bit scratched. I don't know if that's part of the manufacturing process. Holy shit, the one side does have like a lot of little scratches all over it. I don't think it was from me opening it. Could be wrong about that. Alright, so next thing you got to do is when you open this case, it's got 2 layers of cellophane or some sort of see-through plastic. And it's kind of sticky. I'd pun again, but I've already done it enough. But so yeah, what you do is you try to center it as best you can. And remember that it's going to be sitting on an angle. So you try to center it like that. I don't think it matters which side is up. And you try not to touch the plastic yourself. Try not to touch yourself. No, I'm just kidding. I know it's hard. God, will the puns ever end? Alright, so let's see. Oh god, that wasn't centered very well. But you can see the Amico coins and these 3D coin holders. It does work. And it's a thicker size coin. Like if you put a really thin coin in here, like I have a gold coin that's like paper thin. If you put it in, it'll still hold it. So they often recommend keeping it in a case and then putting it in. But I like to just put it in on its own. Sort of like going bareback. Yeah, so that it actually, you can see the coin better instead of a case. So let's put in the actual case holder. Yeah, this is totally going up on my video game shelf. I'm going to recenter this after the video, but I have an Intellivision coin in a 3D display. And it fucking rocks. Alright, so thanks again to Tommy Tellerico for all of his work on Intellivision. and I wish them the best that it actually launches, even though I'm not a big fan of the console yet. If they add online gameplay so I can play Dyna Blaster against other players, because as you can tell, I'm a bit of a mean guy, and there's a lot of weird stuff going on in Canada with lockdown, so who knows if I'll ever have friends or games night over again. So for now, I'll just be playing this game alone if I ever am able to play it. Yeah, it does look like there's little shards of stuff. I don't know if it's like glitter or what it is, but yeah, it blows off. So it looks like little pieces of glitter inside the case. I don't know if that's something to do with the manufacturing process or what, but... Okay, and I've noticed one other problem. Normally when you have like a DVD case and you close it, it stays sealed. But this is just like a cardboard cover. And if you close it, it doesn't actually click closed or anything. So I'll put it on my case next to the other ones on my game shelf. But it would have been kind of nice if these were actual cases that had like clips to open and close. If I had to give a review, that would be something I would do to improve it. Alright, what did I do with that other card? Oh yeah, the Bomberman Dyna Blaster card. So if anyone's wondering, I'm going to try ordering jewelry cases. Let's go back to those. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try ordering slightly larger jewelry cases to see if they fit the Amico cards even better. And maybe to see if they'll fit the original Intellivision cards too. So people can see what those look like on a gaming shelf. Oh yeah, and I'd like to give a shout out to John. I know I've kind of picked on John a little bit because a lot of times I seen him in Tommy's videos. It looked like he was pretending to work on the controller and not actually getting any work done on it. But he even watched my videos and didn't get upset with me. Like, I know a lot of people accuse Tommy of getting really upset. And he even said that he would like to talk to me about it and try to change my impression. So hopefully maybe I can get him on the show as a future guest. If you happen to be John and you want to be on the show as a guest sometime, we can take live chat. And I'll try to be fair where I won't be ass-kissing Amico. You can tell I don't even like Amico. But I will be ass-kissing Tommy a little. I'll try not to too much. No, to be fair, like Tommy and Electric Playground are some of the biggest heroes in my life. So that's why Darius was kind of making fun of it. They're like, why do you worship Tommy and stuff? Well, a lot of people worship celebrities, right? And Tommy is like the biggest celebrity in my whole life, right? So, and just to like be clear too, Tommy I know has a dark side. I've even seen him make fun of some of my friends at conventions. I know he might have been saying it tongue-in-cheek, but it did sound like an insult. It was basically like my friend Jake that does the intro song. He heard his music when he came into the convention because Jake was outside busking it. And he made fun of the music, saying, who would want to listen to chiptunes? It's all like bleeps and bloops. Just to paraphrase what he was saying. It was like years ago, so I don't even really remember. But yeah, but to be fair, Tommy's got the nicest light side I've ever seen out of anyone. Like at that fan expo, when it comes to celebrities, when the question and answer is over, they usually just leave the fan expo. But Tommy's like, hey, the question and answer is over, but I'm going to go stand in the hallway and answer anyone's questions. So if you want to wait outside in the hallway and talk to me there, like what kind of celebrities do that, right? Oh yeah, and my podcast too. I was doing a podcast episode with one of my friends from the radio station. If you want to jump into the archive, it's the Magi Show podcast. And Tommy was nice enough to watch my podcast and give comments and reviews. And I don't think he reviewed it, but he left some comments. And I was like, wow, one of my biggest heroes from TV has actually taken the time out of his day to be a nice guy and actually respond and watch the video. My fucking mind was blown, right? I'm like, dear God, I watched every episode of Tommy on Electric Playground. Never in a million years did I think I would do a show and he would watch it. Fucking mind blown. Yeah, so big shout out to Tommy. I'm hoping that in the future, like I've heard rumors that Amico might get online and play, and I'd be able to play a game of Bomberman or Dyna Blasters against Tommy one day over the internet. Wouldn't that be sick, eh? If Tommy added online play to Amico and he went on there and played it so you could actually play against him. Oh man, that would be an amazing selling feature. I hope that comes in the future. So yeah, if anyone else has got questions about either the 3D coin collectors, places you can get it, maybe I didn't illustrate enough or answer the questions, or if you want to see how it looks on my gaming shelf, make sure to check out my Discord page. My Discord page, hey, we got 2 viewers. I appreciate everyone for tuning in. I'll bring up the chat just in case anyone's got questions. So let's see, where's the chat? Bring it back. There it is. Or if anyone wants to recommend this video for Darius to review. I know I made it super long. I gotta go move my uncle. Holy shit, it's already taken an hour. And my favorite sporting game is on. And they're winning. Oh no, my team is winning. I didn't watch. Alright, so anyways, I just had to make this video, and thanks everyone for watching, commenting, and sharing. And yeah, just to be fair, I don't really like the Amico, but I really support Tommy and the Intellivision console, so I'm wishing them the best. And hopefully we can get John on the show in the future, and we'll hear more about how working on the controller's been going. Oh yeah, and to clarify, John was in my chat. He just wanted to make sure that the Amico, the motion controls, a lot of rumors went around saying that that's been canceled. But from what John says, they're just reworking it. It's still in the works, so it's not actually canceled. So I don't know why they had to rework it, or we'll try to get some more details from John. Because I know I like motion control games for some games, like disc golf games or Wii bowling or Wii boxing. So I'm actually keeping my hopes up that the only weird thing I worry about is the Amico controller looks heavy. And I know just using the Wii remote, that thing was light as a feather. And yeah, it felt good light as a feather. So I'm not sure like a heavy controller is going to be good for that, but we'll see. I'm not going to keep bashing the Amico until hopefully one day I can play one. I don't know if any of my friends or family are going to get one. I tried to get them to get one, but everyone's just making fun of it so far. So yeah, so to be fair, I know Darius, he makes fun of the Amico a lot, but that Switch game that he's playing, just remember, Switch's launch title, what was it? Rock, Paper, Scissors. So it's like Rock, Paper, Scissors as a launch title, and we're looking at Amico having some pretty rough launch titles, so it's not really unheard of that maybe Amico one day could actually outsell the Switch. I know it sounds like a laughing stock and a cult member comment, but I really believe it has potential, especially when it comes to girl gamers or ladies or women. If you ever notice, like women are more into video games on cell phones. So this might actually bridge the gap into women actually playing console games because they can play it on a cell phone looking controller. I know, as ridiculous as that sounds, think of how many women products are just geared toward women and become huge sales successes. So I don't know, I'm not saying that the console is developed for women, exclusively for women, but if I had to guess, there'll be more guys buying the Amico for their girlfriends than they'll be buying it for themselves. Just interest sake. Oh yeah, and people have been mocking the sales for the Amico. Just to clarify, the Amico at Best Buy, I heard, is already sold out for the Black Edition console. I could be wrong about that. So if anyone wants to clarify in the chat, let me know as well. So really appreciate it. Oh, we got 3 viewers and a like. Thanks everyone for tuning in. If anyone wants to say, hey, it's Warzard the Board, Time Lord. Put Candy Crush on it. Yeah, so Warzard's got a good point. One of these games, they really should be a game geared towards women. Let's see if any of them are. Bomberman, I'd say that's more of a guy's game. We used to smoke weed and play that game for like hours on end. Like weeks on, what am I kidding, years on end. And I was actually one of the best Bomberman players around. So that's why I'm really hoping they get this game online. Oh god. I don't know how much fun I could have playing against a computer, because usually I just slaughter the computer in Bomberman, but we'll see. Yeah, and I wonder what, like, is there a single player, like, adventure mode? That'd be sweet. Alright, so Brain Duel, if I had to guess, this might be the ladies' game. I know it's kind of like geared toward kids on the cover, but, you know, like puzzle-type games. Not to say that women only like puzzle games, but a lot of my friends' moms, they used to love Tetris and those type of games. Oh yeah, and one of my ex-girlfriends too, she used to have, that Brain Age game for Nintendo DS. Yeah, that was what me and Tommy were talking about in the chat. I actually ditched that girlfriend so I could go watch video games live. He's like, you idiot, you should have brought, well, he didn't say idiot. He's like, why didn't you bring your girlfriend to video games live? And it was because video games live was sold out that week. So it's like I actually didn't have enough tickets to bring her, and someone gave me one ticket, and I had to choose between going to see Tommy at Video Games Live or hanging out with my girlfriend, and I'm single now. Ladies, keep that in mind. No, as far as the basement dwelling stuff goes, you'd be surprised, even as being a basement dweller, once you reach your 40s, it's not that bad. Like if you, like a lot of ladies when they're dating guys in their 40s, could be just me, but they're always like their dating pool is guys that are either really broke, They already have like 5 kids with child support payments. So if you're like single and living in your mom's basement, you'd be surprised. You still get a lot of dates. You're like moving up in the world the older you get, even if you're living at home. Yeah, not to say there's anything wrong with child support. But anyways, Evel Knievel. I love this game on, what is it, Amico, except they had a different name for it. I think it was Fishbowl or something. But I love these type of games. This will be one that I'll probably open and play. To be fair, I think girls might actually like this game too, because man, it's one of those gender neutral games. I'm pretty sure anyone could have fun playing that one. Finnegan Fox, I'm not sure who this game is for. I don't even know if my nephew's like age bracket still plays side-scrolling games. If I had to guess, not. So I don't think this one will be big with the ladies. Missile Command. Missile Command kind of has the look of like a puzzle game with all the action, like bubbles and stuff shooting on the screen. I don't think it's like Candy Crush enough. RG Force Redux Enhanced. This one's definitely a guy's game if I had to guess. Biplanes, probably a guy's game. And Moon Patrol, yeah, probably a guy's game. Yeah, so if I had some advice for Tommy, oh, this one's a little bit scuffed and came scuffed. Whew. Even though it's still in the package. And I don't think it was from the shipping. Not a bad scuff, it's just like a little chip in the top corner. So I don't know, if I was Tommy, I would probably try to add a game like Warzard the Board Time Lord was saying. Try to get a Candy Crush type game. Because yeah, if you got a Candy Crush type game, you can play it on a cell phone. It links to your TV easily. Like that is the one thing people make fun of Tommy about this whole controller and the whole idea behind Amico. But just think about it. Like, sure, you can take the Google like cell phones and hit the Google Cast button and it'll stream it to your TV. But the same argument could be said for playing ROMs. Like people bought the NES Classic. They're buying all these retro consoles. And you could just like get like an emulator and run it on your TV. But it's a lot of effort to do that, or a mediocre amount of effort. A lot of people just want it easy, like one click done. So if I can like take a cell phone game, do one click, and have it go to my TV all set up, not even have to plug anything. Well, I guess the Amico would have to be hooked up to your TV, but still, like I think there is a market for that, like bridging the gap between cell phones and TVs. Like sure, that gap has already been bridged before, but slightly more difficult. So just making a little bit easier could make the world a difference. It'd be like people buying the ROMs or like RetroArch, or just getting like an NES Classic. And look how many NES Classics sold. So it just goes to show our society is very lazy, wants stuff done easy, and a lot of us have disposable income. Like people that are living in their mom's basements or parents' basements or whatever family basement dweller you are, it gives you that extra spendable income, right? So who knows? Alright, so let's see. Warzar, he's got another comment. Bust a Move, Puzzle Bobble 2. Yeah, Bust a Move. What was that? That one where you shoot the bubbles up and down with the dinosaurs? Or no, that's Bubble Bobble. I'm trying to think. Bust a Move. I'm pretty sure I played that one. Puzzle Bobble. Oh yeah, that's the Bobble one. Yeah, a game like that would be pretty cool. I know I actually used to play that in the arcade, and I would pay money to play it, so who knows? Maybe it could be a good seller. Alright, so did I cover everything? Amico, how much did it cost? Alright, to get all these 8 games with shipping and with import fees, it came to, what did I say the price was? Fuck, it wasn't $270. Oh yeah, it was $207. And if you ordered today with the exchange rate, I think it's closer to $205. And let's just double check. Let's see if Amico still has games left. Not that I'm telling people to order them and there's none left. I'll try to keep it as accurate as I can, but definitely take everything I say with a grain of salt. I fuck shit up all the time. Alright, and I can't even blame the weed. Hey there, I didn't see you come in. God, am I jonesing? Nah, I shouldn't say I'm jonesing that bad. I still got one more month to go for sobriety after this 10 days or 8 days. So a month and 8 days, and then I'm going to relax for my birthday and probably do some more vaporizing weed. I'm not a big fan of smoking it. Gives me headaches, but I like vaporizing weed. Alright, so let's see. Are the games still available? Let's click the US, Canada. Yes, it looks like you can still get your hands on them. Oh yeah, and that was one of the other, like, was it that retro guy commercial? Not commercial, YouTube channel. He was doing a contest if he can make money reselling the games. I don't know when the deadline was, if he said he had to do it within a month or something. So, yeah, like, if people want to take that same contest and try to make money off the games, I don't know. If I had to guess, these will sell out. When? I don't know. Darius could be right. Maybe they won't sell out, and some people just, or Tommy or whoever has the stack, will end up throwing them in a bin. What did they call them? The Atari Wasteland. That was a big joke in the day, as a lot of Atari games ended up in the, or ET games from Atari ended up in a landfill because they couldn't sell them. So even if that did happen, though, like Darius admitted, if, like, say, like 30,000 of these games end up in a landfill, then the rest of them will just go up in value that much more, especially to the weird freak collectors like me. Alright, so yeah, it looks like you can still order it. Let's see, pack of 8. Yeah, I don't see any problems. So if people want to order the Amico games, looks like you still can. And if I had to recommend which of the 4 packs to get, I think you get a $10 discount if you buy the 8-pack. So I would go for the 8-pack. I'm almost tempted to go for another 4-pack and just get another copy of the one that comes with Dino Blaster or Bomberman, because then I'd have one that's sealed. I might actually end up doing that. We'll see. Because as much as I loved opening it, fuck, man, I loved opening it, but I want another copy now. I, like, love this coin so much. I know people argued, like Pat and Ian, that you can get coins made for cheap. I'm going to get some Lelanders coins made too, so I don't know. I guess it's cheesy to get coins made, but I fucking love them. Like, that's a sick coin. Intellivision coin, an Intellivision Bomberman collector coin. Like, I think even, who is it? Yeah, it was Darius. He was saying the coin thing is a good idea. He even said that, like, he likes Switch games, and he wishes Switch would come out with coins for their games too. So props to Tommy or whoever came up with the coin idea at Intellivision. That's fucking sick. And yeah, and big shout out to Alibaba for these sick 3D coin holders. If anyone wants a way to display their coins from Intellivision games, I highly recommend this. And we'll try to get the card holder too. Oh fuck, we're over an hour and 10. Alright, sorry, I gotta go move my uncle, so we'll wrap up the show. Let's go to my list of patrons. Which, what is it that retro guy likes to call the e-begging. Right, so Suki, Dan, Jim, Ray, Travis, and everyone at Patreon, appreciate it. And let's go to my affiliate links. Alright, so we did Patreon. Society 6 is where I got that saying, finishing quick is my specialty. Comes on t-shirts, bed sheets, both popular with the ladies. I've also got info to sign up to, like, start your own Society 6 store. If you want to add your own show sayings and get them to make the merch and send it out, you only get a small cut of the profits, but hey, it's a neat way to promote your show. Alright, Hideout TV. It'll pay you to watch videos. It's a system I wish they added to Amico. It's like, instead of YouTube just giving all the money to me, like the creator, they split the ad revenue between creators and the viewers. And if you watch it on Amazon Fire Stick, they even pay more. So you can imagine Amico did that, where they had, like, kid-friendly videos that you could watch. Maybe people playing Amico games, or... yeah, that'd be sick if there was, like, an Amico channel where all the videos are approved so that kids can watch them. Because, God, kids love watching, like, Minecraft videos and stuff. So I know I wouldn't be a good streamer for it, because a lot of my stuff is PG-13, to say the least. But, yeah, but if they could do that in the future, I think that'd be great. Like, talk to Victor Lucas and be like, hey, man, let's get the oh, wait, they couldn't do that. Because if they got Electric Playground episodes, people would see Tommy's, like, dark side. But yeah, maybe they could just do more modern content, or episodes of Electric Playground where Tommy was on his good behavior, if there ever was such an episode. Alright, so Swagbucks, it'll pay you to watch, no, it'll pay you to shop. So when you're shopping, they collect your market research. They send you a little quiz. They're like, did you like your purchase? How would you rank it or whatever? And then they give you a percentage back. It ranges anywhere between 1 and I think 5. Could be higher. So yeah, if you want 5% off on some purchases, other companies already do it, like Google, and don't give you jack shit. So I'd switch to Swagbucks, or at least try it out. Alright, GameKit, it'll pay you to try video games. I'm praying to God Tommy, like, releases some sort of feature like this for Amico. I know that they can't really do in-app purchases, but things have changed at Amico before, so Maybe they could do like little in-app purchases where you can buy extra songs or extra like shirts and stuff. Nothing that actually changes the gameplay. I get it that in-app purchases sometimes ruin games. Like you can buy a gun that's stronger and it beats everyone. But dear God, the way GameKit does it, they pay you to try games. If they could try that for Amico, that would kick ass. But anyways, yeah, if you want to do Bet Fury or free Bitcoin, it's wallets for crypto. It's free to use. They've got casinos where they try to get you to gamble. But what they do is they also give you loot boxes for free to open, which have tiny bits of crypto, so you can gamble that. And so if you do it that way, you're only gambling what they give you anyway. So I kind of look at it like that. Oh yeah, and if you do the referrals, they have awesome referral bonuses. I think I made a couple $100 already just from referring people to it. So I really appreciate everyone who's checking out the Bet Fury and free Bitcoin. All right, and what I talked about before was the route I hoped or I wish Tommy would have went with instead of the kids system, the adult system, the virtual mate sex machine. It's for adults and men only. But if ladies need a sex machine, they know who to call. No, I've been back to doing sit-ups and getting into better shape. I've lost 30 pounds since I quit smoking weed the past, month and a half or a month and 22 days. So yeah, can only hope that I can keep the weight off, and yeah, when I start smoking weed again, it stays off. Got to stop munching out on the munchies. All right, so anyways, if you want a $10 off coupon code for the virtual mate on a purchase of 150 or more, it's right here below. It's called Lying BS. That's LYNBSN. All right, I've also got my website. I'm going to add some new stuff to it, hopefully before Christmas. I do travel vlogs, I do gaming vlogs, I do sports vlogs or shows, and a bunch of other stuff if you want to check it out. What else was there? Oh yeah, let's go to my sponsor message. Unofficial sponsor.
If you happen to get any Amico games in your vaporizer and it tastes like shit, give the show a dislike. But if it doesn't happen, I'm doing the wrong message. If you happen to get... Oh yeah, today's sponsor message is brought to you by Amico Games. And now I'm drawing a blank for my entire sponsor. Oh yeah, I can't even remember. Alright, so let's go back. I'm in a fluster. Let's do the Vaporizer commercial, and we'll come right back, and I'll do this message again. Properly.
Alright, now I remember. Dyna Blasters. Hey, Webcam HD. Remember guys, have to be adults only if you're clicking on that link, and it could be a virus. I don't know if I trust it. Check out the virtual mate instead.
Today's Amico game unboxing was brought to you by Crack. Crack. It'll fuck you up. Jeez. I don't know what it is when I do Amico videos.
It always flusters me to the point I can't even remember our sponsor message. Now, just to clarify, my actual vaporizer was an invention, or what is it, an innovation for like a potpourri device that people realized that you could use for weed, but you're officially not supposed to use it for weed. And it kind of fell off the market. I'm trying to reboot it, so if anyone can help sub and subscribe to the channels for it below. There's a Facebook one and a YouTube one. Once I reach 1,000, I'm going to try launching the product again. And that's where I can relate to Tommy. I know how hard it is to get a company going properly, and there's a lot of setbacks that you experience, and hopefully he can stick with it and get the Amico launched. That'd be awesome to see. Alright, so I think that's about everything. Yeah, and if Darius wants to do a video sometime either via Skype, or if he wants to just do a review of mine, I really appreciate it. So yeah, and just to clarify, I love Tommy, I love Intellivision, and I love the old Electric Playground, so, and I love Bomberman. So that's why I'm like, I wouldn't call myself a cult member, because I don't actually love the Amico. I think it needs a lot of work, so that's why I appreciate Darius's video too. I know he brings up a lot of points where things with the Amico could definitely use improvement. So who knows, maybe Tommy knows more about us than video games. Well, he knows a lot more about video games than probably anyone, so yeah, don't count him out till we see that the 10 count come up, right? Alright, see you everyone, bye for now, and yeah, sorry it took so long to move my Uncle Pete. And just remember, Webcam HD, I'm not affiliated with, but I appreciate the messages in the chat. And yeah, just remember, if you want a real sex machine, go with the Virtual Mate. It gets mixed reviews, but some people love it, others hate it. Probably just like Amico. Alright, take care everyone. Bye for now. See you later. Later. Yeah, shout out to Warzard the Board Time Lord and Webcam HD. Thanks for joining in the chat. See ya. I say see ya a million times. Later. But yeah, and the total bill, if anyone wanted to wonder, came to 207 Canadian with tax and shipping to my province, Ontario. Can't guarantee that there won't be any import fees. I think I was lucky for that. I hope I don't get Intellivision into any trouble. Technically, I don't think the games were worth a lot right now, so maybe that's how they were able to do that. Alright, see you later. Bye for now.